Welcome back, and it's time for math. Today we're going to be focusing on time, but mostly time to the half hour. So remember, half hour equals 30 minutes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over our vocab words and talk about the parts of the clock. And then I'm going to model two examples for you to help you complete your worksheet for today. So first we're going to start with our vocab words. As I say the vocab words, I'd like you to repeat back after me. Starting with clock. Analog. Today for our activity, we're going to be focusing on analog time. Then we have hour hand, which is the shorthand of the clock. And then we have minute hand, which is the long hand of the clock. Remember, 30 minutes equal a half hour. Today we're focusing specifically on time to the half hour. So over here I'm going to scooch the board towards me and then I'll move it. I want to focus on parts of a clock here. Remember, our hour hand is our short hand and our minute hand is our long hand. We're going to count by fives all the way around our clock, okay? Starting at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to stop here. And 30 is a little bit bigger and it's a different color, indicating that that is the half hour mark. 30 minutes equal a half hour, okay? So now I'm going to count from 30 all the way back to the top. So we're going to start at 30. So we're going to do 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then back at the starting point, back at 0. Okay? Today we're going to be focusing on, like I said, telling time to the half hour. Materials that you are going to need to complete for your work today is you're going to need a pencil and you're going to need the worksheet that is titled Half Hours at the top. Okay? This should be in your packet right behind the newspaper article that we talked about today. And remember, at the top it says a half hour is 30 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to model two examples on my board so then you can complete these 4 examples on your own. Okay, so all you want to do is just make sure that your worksheet and your pencil is in front of you on the side, and we're going to work with the board first. Okay, so I'm going to go back and remember that a half hour is 30 minutes. Okay, so over here I see a clock, and I'm going to determine the time that this clock says. Remember, the minute hand is the longer hand, and what I did was I kind of color-coded. The minute hand represents the green, and the hour hand, which is the short hand, represents the orange. So remember, the hour hand is the short hand, the minute hand is the long hand. So the time that I see here is 3 o'clock. My clock right here is reading 3 o'clock, and today, remember, we're only dealing with analog time. So over here, I'm just going to write 3 o'clock, just above that, indicating that that is 3 o'clock. Now I need to add 30 minutes to that time to determine what that time is. So I have to add 30 minutes. So just pretending that we are just moving our minute hand around the clock to 30 minutes. Okay? So I'm going to count by fives till I reach 30, starting where the minute hand is. So the minute hand right now is above the 12, so I'm going to count 30 minutes. So I'm going to pretend like I'm moving it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my time right here would indicate that it would be 3:30, and it would look like this on this clock, and I'm going to draw it. My short hand is at the 3, which is still my hour, and now my long hand is going to be at the 6, indicating that my time now is 3:30. I added 30 minutes, so plus 30 I'm going to put in the middle. 30 minutes, okay? 3:30. So I counted by 5, starting at where my minute hand was, all the way till I reached 30. And the time that it brought me to is 3:30. Now we're going to take this example. My hour hand is at the 11, Okay, my shorthand is at the 11 and my longhand, the minute hand, is on the 6, indicating that it is 11:30 here. So I'm going to write 11:30. And now I'm going to add plus 30 minutes to this time. Plus 30 minutes. So I'm going to start at the 6, which indicating that it's 11:30. So I'm going to start at 11:30 and I'm going to add 30 minutes to that time, counting by 5. So here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So when I move, it would indicate now that my time is 12 o'clock. So then I would draw 12 o'clock on this time. Both my shorthand and my longhand would be at 12, indicating that it's 12 o'clock. Okay, so I'm adding 30 minutes to my time. Now it's going to be your turn to do the same thing on these 4 problems on your worksheet. You're going to start first in the first column by identifying your time, adding 30 minutes, and then drawing that time on this clock, okay? I know sometimes it might be a little confusing because I know we don't have our clock references in front of us, but I would like you to try your best. Remember that your hour hand is your shorthand and your minute hand is your longhand. So when you're adding 30, you're always starting at where your minute hand is and you're counting to 30, okay? So we're just working with time to the half hour today. Before I leave you to practice the last 4 on your own, I just want to go back to our clock here so we can count by 5s all the way around the clock, okay? Starting at 0, so let's count by 5s together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, back at 0. Okay, remember, your hour hand is the shorthand, your minute hand is the long hand, and we're practicing 30 minutes equal a half hour. There's also a little reminder at the top of your worksheet here that says a half hour is 30 minutes. I would like you to try your best. We're also going to go over this tomorrow in our Zoom, today, I'm so sorry, in the Zoom meeting at 11. So if you completed this prior to our Zoom meeting and you had trouble, we can go over this. And if you didn't complete this yet to the Zoom meeting that we attend at 11, then we will re-practice this a little bit to help you complete the worksheet on your own. I'd like you all to try your best, and then I'd like you to, if you completed this before our Zoom meeting, bring this to the Zoom meeting so we can talk about it and we can see how well you did. I'm also going to provide an extra time link at the bottom, which is practicing telling time to the half hour to help you practice this a little bit more. So after you're done with math and completing your worksheet on telling time to the half hour, remember a half hour is 30 minutes counting by 5s. It is then going to be time for life skills. And I really think that you are going to enjoy life skills today. So I will see you all in life skills.